Hey guys, ready for 401k? And I have a treat here for you guys. So this is ticker REI, not the same REI that many of you are probably thinking of, the kind of outdoors apparel and equipment company. This is Ring Energy Incorporated. So this this ticker, from the perspective of technicals and fundamentals, is looking primed to just rip. And when I say that, I am talking probably over the course of the next month or two, 500 plus percent. Uh, uh, so let me show you why. This is what I'm looking at. This price movement has hit its bottom and is reversing out. And so one thing that we look at when we're doing kind of a technical analysis and charting is there will over time, you're going to see essentially a mirroring of price action, right? When it heads down, you're going to see the reversal of the up, and in ways it kind of mirrors the movement. And this is a phenomenal example of it. At our trough here, kind of this bottom, we don't really see it so much, but as it starts to break out of it, we do see, we on the daily. So I'm daily logarithmic scale. Um, uh, we do see these peaks, right? This just mirroring, and you see this kind of rip up. We see kind of break down. Now, what I'm seeing out of the breakout of this, where it's varying, is that it's not necessarily breaking down like this was to go up. The indications on this are showing that it's going to have actually upwards movement. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when I see here on the MA89, and let me step back for a second. So Brian over at Gator Triggers is he's gonna love me for saying this. So he brought up a good point that the other day. I was talking, about Fibonacci numbers. Okay, so if you don't know much about Fibonacci, great thing to read up on and learn. So this guy Fibonacci, he came up with this kind of mathematical equations and ratios and whatnot, and he created something called the golden ratio. And what that is, it is 144 and 89. Okay, so I'm using the golden ratio as my moving averages, and coincidentally, those the ratios, those actual moving averages, are very well respected looking at this chart on the daily and even on the weekly. And I'll show you the weekly here. So the way we can see this is that my yellow is the 89. So I can see here, back we had both the 89 and 144 were kind of being seen as a support. But once we start getting the separation out, you can see, treated as resistance. We got up here, broke through it, treated as support, broke through it. And then in a period of time here, we did have the 144 seen as a support point. We were getting some chattering there. When it broke down, we can get some slight action right here. And then not so much there, but we can see here it's wanting to shy away. So you follow through this, you can actually see the relevance of the price action movement and resistance and support following and these are simple moving averages, but the MA89, MA144, and these are, this is the golden ratio, this Fibonacci. Well, we get up here kind of current. Look at this. It's landing on it as support. So it's taking the shorter duration and actually treating it as support, as a launch pad to push out. RSI sentiment, you can see that with this ticker, the RSI, the sentiment value, goes in these waves, right? You see these waves that occur, and it pushes some price, right? This is the reversal out, and you can see here that at this point we had the kind of troughing, the double bottoming of the RSI, the sentiment, to really kind of push it in a different direction. And I talk about this in many of my videos, is that one indication that you're going to get a reversal is when you see RSI levels where the sentiment is higher but the price moves lower, and that's going to be the sign of a reversal. And vice versa on the top side, when you have a lower RSI, higher price movement, that's going to be kind of a canary in the coal mine of a reversal in the price action. That's going to get you in a downtrend. Well, the way we see that here is we had super low RSI right here. And this was in March of 2020. This is our massive correction we had in the market. And then when we had it here, and that was recently, that was November of 2020. Okay. So at this point in time, RSI was around 25, but the price was low, right? Price went down to 47 cents. Wish I would have got it there. Whereas over here, RSI was 17.22. But at that point in time, price was at a low of 62 cents. So you can see it was a higher RSI from this point, but the price was lower. This is the indication of our reversal, okay? That is going to be rolling out. So sentiment has changed, not supporting the price drive to its low. All right, so with that being said, back to it. We have these waves of sentiment that will push the price action. Okay, so we had a reversal and leading to the uptrend, just ripping, screaming out of that bottom, but it came down, and this is solid. That when it came down, it didn't go all the way down to the bottom of our respective RSI, the sentiment, right? It actually stayed above it, so that shows more of a bullish indication. And it's bouncing back up for its next kind of segment of sentiment, of drive. Okay, so that means that we could see this. You do see in these moments of sentiment a breakdown, right? It'll get these highs and lows, so we could see that. But what it will do is, being bullish, it is going to push. It will still push this price up. Even we may have a little rollover, small correction, consolidation period, but it will just continue to push it higher. So if we're going to be looking to mirror the trajectory and movement, you can see right now we closed at 273 today. Went down to 252 after hours. It's fine going into the weekend. It typically happens. We'll see a little more pullback after hours on a Friday. So I expect this thing in the next week or so to just get on a tear and just start moving up. In again, we will have these little corrections, but it will just start taking off, and we will see it, heading to these new levels. So we're just gonna check ourselves here at a kind of resistance point around 310 to 330-ish range. So we're gonna this is kind of the zone that we're going to be testing some resistance. And if we don't break through it, we'll kind of do a little small pullback, slightly, and then we'll try to retest again before breaking out. And then we get up here, shelf kind of respects this higher of the resistance, and then we'll move on to newer kind of levels as we break out. So we'll kind of be going up here, heading about six and a half. And then we'll kind of get up to these higher zones, probably around, whatever, 12, and then 17, and then go from there. So you can see that historically, this thing has got up around $20 a share. Right now we're trading at 273. You can play your options with it. Always know that I tend to suggest, playing options with somebody who's a little more seasoned, because that really exposes you to a lot of risk. Nonetheless, if you wanted to pick up a chunk of shares, you're definitely gonna be rewarded. So last thing I do want to show here is on the weekly. I'll just clear us out here. So we can see on the weekly, this is where it's interesting, where our shorter time frame on the moving average was a support of the movement. We can see the longer time frame as the resistance. And we typically see this as like a death cross, right? And we can when the shorter time frame, the acute time frame, is crossing over the longer time frame in a downtrend, we see that as a death cross. It's going to push price down, and as we can see, that's confirmed here as we're bottoming out. But look at this, we have the curl up, right? So back to it, we talk about sentiment. So on a weekly time frame, we can see on sentiment, same exact thing I was talking about. Low sentiment, we had the price lows here, right? We had a higher sentiment, lower price, higher sentiment, lower price, working ourselves out, doing to an uptrend. How we knew that this wasn't going to go to another kind of higher low in the RSI, lower price, was seeing that the price action broke above this point. Okay, so we broke above this peak, this point of resistance. We kind of tested this point of resistance. This is historical a line here that we saw prior. And so what we're doing again, it's going up for a retest. So again, if we go for a retest at this point and it's rejected, we'll see a smaller consolidation. Most likely it's gonna probably be in alignment with like a trend. Okay, we can, if I spend time, I could find the trend here. It's probably something around this maybe. It's right here somewhere. I won't take too much time, but it's going to be around here somewhere. This is probably around where the trend is. Okay, so if we go up and test it again, it's probably going to come down around this zone, 240-ish, whatever, before breaking up, because as we get this shorter time frame or shorter moving average curling up, it's going to support the push and break through as we get actual golden cross on this moving average. And as you can see, the sentiment in RSI is actually curling back up to push, and it's probably going to give a newer high on the sentiment, because this right here is about 82. So we can see them upwards of 90, and go from there. So again, guys, this is just one that came up while just weeding through and kind of gift from the heavens here and fell on our lap. So I'm actually excited about this one. I'm going to be this next week here. I personally am going to play options. That's the way I do this stuff. If I wanted to be covered and not on naked calls, I would, pick up 1,000 shares of it, and then pick up calls to go along with it. And then, and just hold it. And I'll be looking to do December call options if I do it. And I am going to do it. I'm sorry. So I'm going to do my December calls and go from there, and just let that money flow in. So this is how I'm playing it. This is what I'm looking at. I'm excited about it. Hopefully you guys see what I'm looking at, and you get in it too. But I always say it, right? We got to play at our own risk here. Hedge wisely, invest wisely, know your temperament, know what you're comfortable with, make sure you know your stop losses. And if it's not going the way that you like it, nothing wrong with getting out. Okay. So anyways, that's it for this one, guys. I'm going to do a little more write up on it, put it up on the moneyvikings.net. I'll get that out. And feel free to visit us anytime and get some great ideas and on investing and in life, and we'll go from there. But until then, we'll see you on the next one.